I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. Everything happens for a reason and in divine timing. My business will flourish the way that it needs to flourish. Love will come into my life that, is meant to be in my life. What is up, beautiful people, and welcome back to another Unapologetically Mercy video. How you doing? If this is your first time to Unapologetically Mercy, welcome in. Go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of the content that I put on here. And if you are a returning guest, hey beauty, how you doing? How you doing, boo? What's up? What's poppin'? Okay, so today in this video, I just wanted to reflect and recap over the lessons that I have learned in 2021. If you're interested and you want to hear about the things that I've learned this year, stay tuned. Let's get right into this video. So I know I'm not the only one who has had a crazy 2021 or even 2020. It has been very chaotic and has caused and brought a lot of change, whether it's in your personal life or in our collective, in the world around us, if it's the government with the pandemic, with inflation, all these other things. I know I'm not the only one that has had a crazy 2021, and I just wanted to share some of the things that I have learned over this year. This year I have experienced a lot of change, whether it was me leaving corporate America and starting my journey as a full-time entrepreneur, or actually just going towards my passion and purpose and just cutting out more non-toxic things, people, places, habits, things of that nature. So let's just dive right into my little list. I learned over this year was how to love myself more. 2020 really was like the first year that I could really say that I actually was loving on myself and actually putting myself first and actually like going towards, passions and purposes or things that really, made me happy or I enjoyed doing them. 2019 was really the year that I started my self-love journey with going to therapy, and that just really has transformed me. And that has really transformed me into the individual that I am today. If I did not go to therapy, if I did not get some of the basic knowledge or just interacting and communicating and being vulnerable with my therapist, I would not be where I am today, okay? Because if it was not for sis, I would not look at things in a different perspective. I wouldn't be so open-minded or more growth-minded towards things, or more like what can I control, not control, if I did not go to that. But with this year, I really put up more boundaries when it came to people or just old habits, old things that I used to do that are no longer serving me, that you can tell that we're not serving you because you would do it and it's it's not giving me the same vibe or the same feels that it used to. And it's okay, maybe I need to just do this less or get rid of it altogether. Sometimes you can tell okay, yeah, this is no longer serving me, or you'd be maybe I can just do this less. So I had a lot of that. I had a lot of those moments. Also, as things that I used to prioritize, my priorities shifted. When my priorities shifted, I needed to adjust my everyday habits or just the way of looking at things or going about things. And also when it comes to loving myself, I do more affirmations. I have a better developed self-care routine. I invest in myself more, whether it's books, if it's in the health industry with herbs, with the garden, or any non-toxic things. I'll save that whole thing for a whole other video of non-toxic things. Because another thing that I learned that kind of ties into loving myself more would be being okay with being alone, being more comfortable with being alone. 2019, I really started feeling myself distancing myself from people that I never would have imagined distancing myself from. And it wasn't it's not like I have any ill will or any beef or anything towards them. I just felt like I had to, one, step back and put myself first, and two, just whatever the energy of those individuals, or just how I was doing things was no longer served for me and wasn't something that I wanted to continue as I was shifting and elevating, on my soul journey. And it got really lonely. Like, I want to go out, or I would want to have like a wine design or whatever type of thing, but like the friends that I used to have, I distanced myself from them. So it was like, okay, well, yeah, I see them out doing their thing, or I would want to be with them, but it's like at the same time, it's like, why you pulled yourself away. And I don't 100% know exactly why I was called to do so, but I just followed spirit. I just listened to my intuition and have been following it since. But like, I feel like I needed to be alone, if we're being honest, like for me to reflect and to really like shed the old version of myself and to go through that like cocoon, like stepping out that cocoon phase, like with a butterfly, you stepping out your cocoon as you're becoming like a new individual. So as I was shedding the old me, I needed to be by myself. I needed to have my time of grieving. I needed to have my time of feeling guilty or in shame and feeling happy, or all the different emotions that I felt as I got more comfortable with being alone. And like, one of the biggest things that I've learned from being alone is that just because I'm alone does not mean that I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, or I don't love myself. I can, I can make myself happy. I don't need others to make me happy. And that was something that I need. That's another thing that I've learned from putting myself first, is to make sure you're taking care of yourself, because it's not anybody else's responsibility. And I used to think that if I did this or that for somebody else, that it would bring joy to or fulfillment into my life, and it just wasn't the case. So, and I also feel like another reason why I had to like distance myself and become, more alone, or not alone, but more lonely, is because like spirit, universe, my spirit guides are directing me to my soul tribe. They're directing me to the people that are really meant to be in my life as I'm on this new journey, as I am a different individual, as I have elevated. And I still have love and wish nothing but the best for, my friends, or even just putting up the boundaries for different family members or whatnot. Like, I still have love for them, but like, I just have to protect my energy now. I'm more cognizant of, different things that might trigger me, or, that are not beneficial for my energy, whether it's for a few days, a long time, or whatever the case might be. So like, I just had to do what was best for me. The next thing that I learned in 2021 was towards taking risk and betting on myself and putting myself out there. So last year I got laid off, and I just was spending a lot more time just, doing things that I enjoyed, or just like, relaxing and brainstorming ideas and whatnot. I felt called to, invest in this course to become a coach and go towards, getting certified as a life coach. And 2021 is actually the year that I really brought my idea to life. And it's still new, and it's still like bigger than I really thought it was when I first started it. But like, I took the risk and said, I'm done with Amway. I'm done with my hair business. We're no longer focusing on that. We're going to focus on something that we're passionate about, and something that's bigger than me, that's something that is not really for me, yes, like the income and the revenue, but more so for helping someone else's life. So helping someone go through the similar things that I went through when it comes to growing my self-confidence or going towards achieving my goals. So I felt like it was very important to just like start the journey and just like bring confidence within worth to life. So yeah, if you have not checked out Confidence Within Worth, I'll leave a link in the description down below. I'm a self-love and confidence life coach. My mission is really to help those who may not love themselves and really want to go towards loving themselves, and just developing habits or different asking different questions that can really help them shift their perspective and act, and also help them become more successful when it comes to actually achieving their goals, whether it's creating the plan, whether it's being accountable for like, hey, what did you do, whatnot. So yeah, that's basically like Confidence Within Worth. We have like our services so far, our coaching calls, and we have our products of our different journals, our mugs, and our relax and calm self-love boxes. Building confidence within worth. I started back working, I got back into working for corporate America in the beginning of this year. And by May, I no longer could do it. I no longer could do it. It was draining my energy too much. I feel like all the work that I did in 2020 was like, backfiring from going back there. And so like I took a leap of faith to like, leave there and to pursue more so like work from home jobs. And I experienced a lot of rejection when it came to applying for work from home jobs or even like Upwork jobs or being a virtual assistant for like, different business owners. And 2 months ago, shout out to my cousin, she reached out to me with the opportunity. I finally been able to do what I was trying to do when I left in May. So it took a while for me to get to where I am, but I'm so thankful that I had, the funds to like cover my bills and whatnot and to live with my parents. So that was one less stress, even though I was working towards moving out and had to, use that fund I had to use that fund that I was using to move out. But it all in all worked out because like my career transition was really like the biggest thing for me for 2021, and just like mourning being an employee and like getting rid of those mindsets and like ways of doing things and to become more of an entrepreneur or independent contractor. So that has been a very interesting shift, but I'm thankful and grateful that I took that risk on myself. Even though it was a slow start, I'm just glad that things are now starting to work into place. And yeah, another thing that I learned was continuing to go towards your passions and your purpose, regardless of the negative thoughts or the fear or the self-doubt or limiting beliefs that are coming up. Like, I have wanted to like stop or quit I've wanted to like stop and quit going towards like my journey of being a life coach, because it's something new to me. Every time I would get closer towards like accomplishing a project within it, I would like self-doubt. What if no one likes this? No one wants to hear this, like stuff like that. And like there are moments where for months I didn't touch anything towards the business, and was just like figuring out what other jobs, or looking back in a sense. I was like, okay, I used to work here, so it's comfortable. It's something that I've done before. Even though it might not bring fulfillment, I was still out there looking at it. And I had to get to a point where it was like, no, you have made this choice for a reason, and you have been called towards this for a reason. Like, go towards it. Go towards your passion. Go towards your purpose. Even with that fear popping through, even with that self-doubt popping through, don't let it like stop you from helping those who you're called here to help. Like, even with me like putting up the social sites, or like if it's a website or whatever things I have already like put out with Confidence Within Worth, it was like, I don't know like what type of response I'm going to get. I don't know what to expect. And that also comes with like putting expectations and trying to control things. That's something that I've been working on too. But like, I continue to do it. I have continued to bring the ideas to life, and even I'm doing it even though I'm scared, even though I'm not, I don't know what the unknown has in store for me. Like, I don't know what to expect, what's going to be the outcome, but like I just continue to feel that pull and that call towards doing it. So I continue towards going towards it, regardless if I have those moments of doubt or fear that pop in. And tying into that point of having to let go of control and expectations. Like, I could definitely say I like to have control over certain things, and it's been hard to like release control, especially over the last year or two. I really feel like, whether it's with the pandemic or with like the job market or just with like inflation or just different things, like I had to let go of control because certain things is not into my control. Only thing I can control is my response and how like I react to it, or how I move forward knowing what I know. So like, when it comes to love, when it comes towards, career and finances. I really had to like figure out or really like hone in and prioritize the things that I can control and let go of the things that I can't control, and just have faith that my spirit guys, my spirit tribe are looking out for me in my best interest, whether I was rejected from a job or an individual or whatnot. I feel like everything happens for a reason and in divine timing. My business will flourish the way that it needs to flourish. Love will come into my life that, is meant to be in my life. And it's like, it's a healthy relationship, as well as, different friends and whatnot. So like, I just had to like let go of the expectation or the outcome that things going a certain way that I might want it to go, but like in reality, it's not how it's supposed to go, or it's not meant to be the best way for me. And I have to like respect spirit's decision, because at the end of the day, they know best. The last thing I want to share that I've learned this year, 2021, is the thought or not having to explain myself to anybody, not having to explain like why I'm isolating myself, or why I am sharing these different types of concepts that they're not used to seeing me share or talk about, or why I am changing my diet, or why I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing that's best for me. Like, I felt like before this year, I really had to explain to people, or those who are close to me that are, like family and friends. I had to explain to them like why I'm doing what I'm doing, so they can have a better understanding, so they don't misunderstand what I am, talking about what I'm going towards. But at the same time, I have learned that it's not in my control it's not in my control how they perceive or take the things that I'm doing. I know my intention. So if someone takes things out of context or saying you shouldn't do that, like, one, don't tell me what to do. Like, if I feel called to share something or say something, I'm gonna do it because I'm following my intuition, my spirit guide. So like, don't tell me what to do. Like, don't do that. Like, oh, pet peeve. But like, really just like having to be like, it's okay. Like, someone could think that I'm isolating myself or being antisocial, and like that's not like and they're thinking that's something I should not do. But for me, I know I had to be antisocial because I'm still in the space of figuring out who I am, or the new me is still not 100%, here in the surface, like she's there, but like the old her is still, like I'm bobbing and weaving between the two. So I had to, distance myself, because I didn't want to be reactive and say something that I know I really didn't mean, or just be very blunt, or just like, just rude, or just like, disrespectful. So I did what was best for me, and I have to realize and have to become more accepting of, just because someone doesn't understand what I'm doing is best for me, that does not stop me from doing what I know is best for me, because I know my intention. I know where I am. I know where I am on my journey. I know my flaws. I know my mistakes. I know the different wins that I have had. So I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody, regardless if they're friend, family, coworker, whatever the case might be. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. And if you do say something to somebody and they're not open to hearing it, it's out of your control. And don't let wherever they are in their journey stop you from going towards bettering yourself in your journey, or doing what's best for you, because at the end of the day, you are the only one in control of you and what you can do for you. So yeah, you guys, that is basically all the things I really learned in 2021, kind of a little bit in 2020 also, but like overall, it's been so much change and growth that I have experienced in my life. And I know you have probably experienced some type of change, whether it's good and bad. So go ahead and share in the comments down below, what are some things that you have learned in 2021, okay? Start that conversation down below with your girl, okay? And until next time, you guys, stay blessed with peace, one love, high vibration.